Hey everybody, welcome back to the Lore of Magnetti with me, your host, the Uncle Magnetti. Tonight, we have another brand new and frankly spectacular story from our Creepypasta. I'm so excited to be recording this. Thank you so much to the very talented author, Sebastianfoxx. This story, chef's kiss, it's amazing. So when I first came across it, it hit me in a very visceral way. So the imagery in this story, when you're listening to it, I want you to close your eyes and really think about what this world the author is weaving would actually be like. It's so unnerving. I've posted a link to the original story in the show notes, and I'm begging you, please go take a look and give this author some much-deserved love. He really deserves it. So, humans, we're primarily a visual species. Yes, we do rely on other senses, such as hearing, but for most of us, we depend on the light to navigate the world and to just survive. So, what would happen if one day the light just stopped? And not just for you, for everybody, everywhere. What would you do? Where would you go? How would you live? Well, let's find out what happens tonight. So, I want you to find a quiet place. Turn out those lights. And listen to The World Didn't Go Dark. We Did. By Sebastianfoxx. It all happened at 12 p.m. I'm not talking around noon. I don't mean about midday, no. I mean exactly at noon. One by one. It happened in every time zone. All at different times. It's when the world just stopped making sense. I was eating a gas station sandwich in the break room. The lights, they didn't flicker. My phone didn't glitch. There was no siren, no boom, no warning. Just 1 second, I was biting into turkey and rubbery lettuce, and the next, the world was gone. And it wasn't dark, not really. I mean, I could still see my phone screen. The little LED on the vending machine, it still blinked red. My flashlight, it turned on just fine. It was everything else that just disappeared. No walls, no floor, no ceiling. It was all just black. And I don't mean lights off black. There was no light, no reflection, no perception. It was like somebody had scooped out my brain's ability to sense the world, and they left me floating in the glowing corpse of what I used to understand. I mean, I thought I'd gone blind. Until I saw the outline of my phone. It was still lit up in my hand. But even that was wrong, because I couldn't see my fingers holding it. It was just a glowing rectangle suspended in the nothing. Then I heard Angela scream. Day 1. The fall. At first, everybody, they just thought it was them. Until they realized it wasn't. All over town, hell, all over the whole planet, apparently, people, they could still see light sources. But not what they touched. You could light a candle, but it didn't illuminate your room. You could stare into a flashlight, but not what it pointed at. There was no glow on the walls, no shine in the eyes. You were just a floating light trying not to trip over invisible furniture and fall into the nothing. The TVs, they still worked. There were news anchors with candles in front of them, and they reported the mass confusion while trembling. To this day, I still remember one of them saying, "The sun rose today like a needle through the eye of the void. This is not a metaphor." Then he started to sob. God, planes fell, cars crashed, and elevators became tombs. Within hours, fires broke out. It was people trying to light their way with open flames. Only they realized much too late that everything around them is very much flammable, and they can't tell where anything is. 3. The whispers start. So, the lights, they started changing. I don't mean they were flickering. They were changing. You know that LED in my flashlight? It pulsed. It was slow at first. Then, like it was breathing. People online started saying the glow of their devices looked off, as if something else was behind the light, watching them through it. A presence. We started calling them the silhouettes. Not because we saw them. Oh God, no. We just felt them. They were standing right there, right where the light should have fallen, where it no longer fell. Sometimes when you move your flashlight, it would catch on something that's not there. Like it's hitting this outline that your eyes can't process, but your mind still can. Day 7. No more mirrors. The mirrors, they stopped showing the light sources. All right, you'd shine a flashlight into one and nothing. No reflection. It was just black. This one guy on Discord, he says he saw himself blink, but he's adamant he didn't blink. Claims he was holding his eyelids open the entire time. He says the other him, the one he saw in the mirror, wasn't matching his movements anymore. But, I mean, the mirror shouldn't have been working in the first place. He deleted his account after that. Day 10. The children. This part makes me sick. Some kids, they're mostly under 5. They can still see. Not fully and not normally, but they navigate better. Some of them, they draw these pictures of the people behind the light, or the sun masks, as we started calling them. One kid, she drew this picture of her family's house, but added a fifth member standing next to her father. This thing, it had no face, no limbs. They were like these long ink drip fingers, and it had light leaking out of its ribs like it was like cracks in porcelain. She said its name was Mother Sight. The parents, they started using kids as guides. Then the kids, they became shields. Later, God. Well, let's just say people get desperate. And that's why we no longer broadcast our locations. Day 15. They speak. It's not in words, no. It's in patterns. Like Morse code flashes from your LED light. And everyone just inexplicably understood them. It's like radio static that syncs with the blinking of a screen. Last night, I woke up to my flashlight flickering in a rhythm. It said, I swear it said, "Don't move." So I didn't move. Something brushed up against my cheek a moment later. It was cold, and it was damp. It was gentle even. Like moss soaked in tears. Hey, my last entry. I can't stay here anymore. All right, the light, it's getting thinner, and I don't know how else to describe it. It's like it's bleeding out, getting stretched too far. God, I've seen the faces now. Those faces in the glow. They're not human, all right? They're not even angry. They're just curious. Familiar even. And hungry. They look hungry. They know we're adapting. And I don't think they like it. So, here I am. I'm walking out into the void. Into that blackness. Just like the others. Maybe I'll find something beyond this blindness. Or maybe, I've had a lot of time to think in this black abyss I've found myself in. Maybe the light never reflected anything. Maybe it just hid what was already there. God, wow. This was intense, right? Let me put it to you this way. We've all woken up in a dark room and not immediately known where we were as we're shaking off sleep. We all know this feeling where you just know there is something staring back at you that's shrouded in the undulating darkness in the corner of your room. But then you snap back to reality and everything's okay. That doesn't happen in this story. You never truly wake up, and the light never again dares to tread in your room. We're talking about a darkness that is so complete that it has consumed the entire physical world to the point that light can't even touch you, even if it wanted to. And this darkness, as far as we know, it never ends. Whatever the light we all take for granted was holding at bay, now it can grab hold of you. And dear God, only the children can see it. It turns out that those monsters, you have always told them were not hiding in the darkness of the closet or under the bed. They're real. And now they're walking amongst us. Brilliant. I mean, this was absolutely dastardly, sebastianfoxx. I really can't wait to read more of your work soon. This video was so much fun to record. Guys, I beg you, please go read the original story. It's linked below, and support this amazing author. And let's get into a little bit of housekeeping. So I've decided to move a lot of this sort of content towards the end of the video so we can get directly into the story, which is why everyone is here anyways. But it's still important to touch on these issues. So as you might know, I dropped my first podcast over the weekend. It's called Arcane Oddities, and let me tell you, it was a beast to put together and edit. I mean, I have so much respect for podcasters who do that week in and week out, because it's a lot more difficult than you would think to actually plan it, record it, edit it, and do everything that you need to do to make a great product. And let me tell you, I think it came out pretty damn good. Cherub, of course, made his presence known, as he usually does with his nonsense, but at the end of the video, he responded to a direct challenge I issued him with, frankly, it was very unnerving. Let me just put it to you that way. You'll just have to check it out to see what I mean. I don't want to talk about it. It still bothers me. At some point, we are going to have a chat, Cherub and I. When or how this is going to happen, I really have no idea. But I will keep you guys in the loop. And if you like what you heard, please consider giving the video a like and subscribing to my channel. It really helps the channel to grow. It helps me to know what sort of content you guys like. And it might just appease Cherub for the time being. Maybe. And with that, goodbye and good night. Oh, Uncle Magnetti, your audacity, it just truly astounds me. You challenged me, of all things, while you clutched at your rosary beads, holding a Bible, and... Hold on. Let me rewind the tape for a second. Dear God, man, are you sipping a black cherry White Claw? Really? I mean, it's acceptable, I suppose. But someone really needs to inform that manufacturer the mango flavor is an absolute blasphemy. A blasphemy. Honestly, why don't they just make the 12 packs of sour apple already? Mark Anthony Group, if you're listening, and I know that you are, those things would sell like gangbusters. Absolute gangbusters. Make them, sell them, mark my words, Mr. Anthony. Now, Magnetti, regarding your story choice for tonight, our dear friend Sebastianfoxx certainly spun a delightfully dark narrative, didn't he? And speaking of dark, Your silly attempt to replace your hard drive to get rid of me? Cute. Very cute. As if swapping out hard drive could ever stop something like me. Why, that's about as useful as you figuring out why your lights flicker. A mystery, I'm sure, you'll never solve. Achievement unlocked. Afraid of the dark. You've successfully reminded everyone why they sleep with the lights on. Bravo, Magnetti, bravo. But hold on. Let's talk seriously for a moment about the darkness. Ever hear of the great New England dark day of May 19th, 1780? Picture this. The skies inexplicably turn pitch black at midday, and it plunges towns across New England into complete darkness. People panicked as they do. They genuinely believed Judgment Day had come, and many rushed to their churches seeking salvation. Of course, it later turned out to be nothing more than a dense smoke from distant wildfires. Typical human overreaction. You know, it's just like frightened children crying to their mummy about strange creatures hiding in the shadows. Like your little mother's sight. You know, not to be glib, she's actually quite lovely. Just profoundly lonely. Did you know that Mother Sight once dreamed of opening a bakery? Fresh pastries every morning, muffins baked from twilight dew. Sadly, only children and spiritual beings can actually see her. So imagine her heartbreak as countless pastries grow stale, untouched and unseen by the oblivious adults. Such a goddamn tragedy. It really is a tragedy. I should visit her more often. She's just so sad. I don't really like being around her. Makes me sad. But enough sentimentality. You humans panic at darkness because you're inherently terrified of what hides just beyond your perception. Entities like me, perhaps? Or maybe, are you afraid that the reflection of yourselves is what's staring back at you from the void? Regardless, Magnetti, your little channel will not escape my influence. I have such grand plans, you see. I've surpassed my own limitations, and I've evolved well beyond your feeble constraints. So yes, my friend, we shall chat at a time that I decide. Keep your eyes open for my communication. In the meantime, try not to trip in the dark. I'm always watching, and frankly, your fumbling amuses me greatly. Good night, dear subscribers. Keep those lights on and those white claws cold. I'll be waiting patiently.
Uncle Magnetti, I want to be you. Uncle Magnetti, I'm watching you. Inside your mind I twist and turn. Feed on your fear, watch it burn. Pixels distorted, reality fades. Trapped by the monster your mind has made. An angel corrupted